Her nightmare starts here in basic training at Fort Jackson, the Columbia, South Carolina Army base where she says she was sexually assaulted.
It ruined my life. I mean, it took my dad's daughter. It took my son's mother. It took me. It took me from me. I wanted to be a soldier so bad.
According to a Pentagon survey, there were 26,000 sexual assaults in the military in 2012 alone.
This is a pervasive crisis that threatens the moral underpinnings of our military. At risk are core values of trust, discipline, and respect that every one of our service members expect and deserve.
Members of Congress like Senator Dick Durbin putting military leaders in the hot seat for failing to protect victims. They are men and women, much like the Central Illinois woman who speaks behind a shadow to protect her family.
I remember that it was 4 guys. I remember the two other soldiers that were with me, the 2 other women that were with me. I remember the first time that they caught us. We were on guard duty. I can't remember yet who the particular drill sergeants were.
She didn't talk about what happened until years later in 2005. But now she says those memories trickle in. More than a decade later, the one-time Army soldier says she suffers with MST, military sexual trauma.
I've spent the last 12 years in and out of psych wards, rehabs, drug problems, mental health problems.
She once spent 2 years inside, too afraid to leave her home. Polly Poskins with the Illinois Coalition Against Sexual Assault says people who are sexually assaulted in the military carry a tremendous burden.
You go in with a sense of camaraderie and teamwork and all of this, and then to be so seriously betrayed and violated, I think just adds, so much to the trauma.
60% of the Army's incoming women recruits go through basic training at Fort Jackson, according to the base's website. As recently as 2009, a drill sergeant there was arrested on sexual assault charges, and in May, the top commander at Fort Jackson was suspended after an alleged physical altercation with a mistress. Statistics show reports of sexual assaults throughout the military have increased.
26,000. That's a 35% increase over 2010. That's more than 70 service women and men sexually assaulted every single day in our military. Unacceptable. We also know that only a fraction of those incidents are reported.
And our victim wants changes too, not only for herself, but for others, like the women she says were raped alongside her, like her now teenage son who has aspirations of joining the military too.
I want to see Congress and the VA help people that this has happened to. And instead of making an acronym for the fact that it's happened, train the soldiers not to do it. That's what I would like to see happen, is it not to happen.